So in this video, we finally get out of our backyard, up to Alabama, and onto the Chief Ladiga Trail.
Andrea and I were so excited to finally be at the Chief Ladiga Trail in Piedmont, Alabama. We'd been planning this trip for a couple of months, and in the process, Andrea found this wonderful little bed and breakfast that we stayed in. We'll be doing a video about it later. So we loaded in our bikes, got a good night's rest, and then the next morning, bright and early, we got up and got ready to get out on the trail, excited for our new adventure.
Alright, here we are out on the Chief Ladiga Trail. We started out in Piedmont. The leaves are changing. Should be at their peak next week, but we're starting to see some red now. There's a lot of yellow and orange. It's beautiful. You can definitely tell the countryside's a little different than Blackwater Trail. Not a lot, but a little bit. A little bit more rolling so we can hear the water. On the Blackwater Trail, the creeks are pretty much just flat and still. And here we can hear the water rippling through. It's really cool. And then of course the peaks of red are nice. And the acorns here are ginormous.
Yes, it's amazing.
We just have little, we got oak trees all over our property and our house. And they're just little bitty things, those acorns. These are enormous. So Troy and I watch a lot of YouTube videos to learn about trails all over the country. And when we see some that we think we might want to do one day, I'll go on Facebook and look to see if they have a group, a private group, and I'll join those so that I can learn all kinds of tips and tricks about the trail, be it places to stay or things to look out for. So I joined a group called the Chief Ladiga Trail, and just a few days before we left, Elevated Grounds, which is a little coffee shop and cafe in Piedmont, posted some beautiful pictures of their fall display, their fall menu, and it just looked really great. So I commented on it and talked about how excited I was. We were coming up from Florida and going to ride the Chief Ladiga Trail for the first time. And Brandon, I guess he's the owner, it's a family-owned business, and he runs it and posts all the time on Facebook. So I kind of met Brandon on Facebook because of that post. And this morning we got to meet him in person. And so he gave us some great tips about the trail, some routes to look out for, especially as you get to the Georgia line. They're pretty bad and can cause you to crash if you don't know about them. And then also, it has been a little bit of misty rain up here, and leaves are wet, and that can be pretty dangerous too. So it was really nice to meet Brandon in person after meeting him on Facebook, and get those tips. And just being in those trail groups are great. You get a lot of helpful hints.
So one of the things that we learned about the Chief Ladiga Trail from watching videos and things like that was that there's a little logbook that they keep here whenever you arrive at the Silver Comet Trail meeting up at the Chief Ladiga Trail. And so we've got the logbook out, and it's so cool to read all these different things that people write in here. And so we put in on our page, it's kind of wet by the way, it's a little soggy. We put in that the Spradlins arrived for the first time riders on the trail from Milton, Florida. The Chief Ladiga Trail is absolutely gorgeous. It's been a great ride. It has been. It is so beautiful. It's hard to describe just how beautiful it is and really try to capture all of this on video.
Okay, so here we are on the Silver Comet Trail. We decided to dip in for a mile and then head back to the Chief Ladiga Trail because it's 14 miles from Piedmont where we started out. And this will give us an even 30 miles round trip.
So we're now 17 miles into our trip, and we're on our way back now to Piedmont. And we're on these bumpy roads. That's one of the things we were warned about, is all the bumps and everything, but so far so good. But we are now 4 hours into our trip. And the reason being is because we stop and just take our time. We had lunch, but also while we were at the stop back there at the Silver Comet head, where the trailhead is, we met these two ladies.
Tiffany and Stephanie.
Tiffany and Stephanie. And one of them was doing a century for the first time. They were both doing it together, but she wanted to complete a century, 100 miles, for her 60th birthday, which is really cool. So
she really didn't do any training for it, and the most she had done at one time prior to the 100 miles was 30.
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. They were really cool people. We were glad to meet them.
Yep.
So anyway, we're on our way back now. We'll see how it goes. It's a beautiful trail. So this is one of the reasons why we wanted to come up here during this time of year, because of these beautiful colors. We wanted to try to time it so that we were here during the fall foliage time. And it's beautiful. One of the things that really fascinates me about being on this trail is all this kudzu that you see back here. I've seen it over the years and heard about it, but this stuff will really take over everything, and so we've seen quite a bit of it along the trail, which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah, a few spots it looks like they've treated it to try to, kill it back, and so it doesn't overtake the trees that are here. This trail is so beautiful. And this part we're in is one of the most iconic parts. The train used to come through here, and they had to cut through the canyon. It's all rock. It looks like wood. It's just amazing. In fact, I'm gonna have to go touch it just to make sure it's actually rock.
So I gotta say, I'm really proud of Andrea. She has been training and practicing, and for being on a little Walmart or Target bike, she's doing really well. Right now, we're about to hit 26 miles. We're about 4 more miles out from Piedmont, and she's just trucking right along. So I'm real proud of her. She did real good. We're having fun. I can't believe how beautiful this trail is. I can't believe how much fun it is. We've been out here for 6 hours and it's just been a blast. Well, here we are. We did it. We did the first section that we wanted to of the Chief Ladiga Trail. We started here at mile marker 14, went all the way out to the Georgia state line. Had a little bite to eat. Actually went into Georgia a little bit and then came back and are now back to where we started this morning. We were on the bike a little over 6 hours to do 30 miles. 30 miles, that's the longest that you've gone.
Yeah, it is. It's about 10 miles more than what I have done in the past, and I burned more than 2,000 calories today. I'm really excited about that.
But what a great trip. I mean, listen, we've had all kinds of issues with weather. We've got what, another hurricane that's out there now.
Yeah.
It seems like every time we try to take a vacation and do something, there's a hurricane. But you know what? If we don't get to ride tomorrow, because it's looking like we might not get to, maybe because of the weather, that's okay. Today was so awesome.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And I really hope that you enjoyed being with us. I hope you enjoyed the video. We had a great time making it. And we just are so glad that you joined Andrea and myself on another one of our little adventures.